Now let's begin the conversation. The security agents in any country are expected to embody discipline and strict adherence to the rule of law, particularly in the use of force. As such, the Delta State Police Command says it has arrested the policeman captured on camera killing a suspect in Delta State, Usman Nuhu, and moved him to the force headquarters in Abuja for disciplinary actions. In a viral video, Nuhu, an assistant superintendent of police, shot the suspect after he was apprehended while attempting to waybill a parcel allegedly containing a pistol and loaded with 4 rounds of ammunition. Very, this viral video, very gory, to say the least. But, Tunde, I'll start with you. First of all, what was your reaction to this, the viral video?
Well, just an indication and a reminder to all of us that law enforcement agents who are supposed not to mete out punishment to anybody until he's found guilty have been doing this kind of thing for a very, very long time. God knows how many, the number of extrajudicial killings that we have had in the hands of the police officers in Nigeria. But thank God for social media today that's able to bring that thing to the fore. And it also reminds us for the fact that people should know, the public should know that nobody is above the law of this particular country. The mere fact that you are in uniform does not give you the guarantee that you can take law into your hand. Yes, the only possible reason the ASP, somebody with the rank of ASP, can give is that the man tried to escape arrest or that he tried to attack him. That's the only possible reason. But so far, so good. No reason has been advanced for that particular action he has taken. The most important thing that a law enforcement agents arrest him first of all and now let him go through the normal process of law, which means cases like I repeated, they have been happening several times in this country. And I think the police will go into the root cause of this matter and make an example of that officer. If he is found guilty to have committed that crime, to just take the law into his hand as somebody who is supposed to protect the underprivileged, taking the law into his hand and just shoot that person without any opportunity for that suspect to prove his innocence or not. I think it is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, offensive, I run out of words. But considering the fact that the suspect was already apprehended, can this incident be interpreted as a failure of, should we say, discipline, a failure of maybe psychological evaluation of our officers, holding weapons?
No, I think, I don't know whether you call it failure. The thing is I think it's psychological evaluation that we have to check, and as well as mental evaluation. The last time I saw a video like that was, maybe a terrorist trying to shoot one of our own. Okay. When I mean one of our own, I mean maybe a member of the Nigerian army and all that. That is the last time I saw a video as gory as that. In fact, while I was watching, if you look at the tail end, you won't see anything. The guy was restrained. And that is the normal practice. You restrain a suspect, and then from there, it's either in other crimes they have to
And he was even saying he was going to confess. I will tell you where this is. He was ready to confess.
So if you have restrained somebody and you have put the person, you have moved the person, because if the video is there for everybody to see. So there's no how for you to say he tried to run away or otherwise, or he was trying to, maybe pull a gun at you. But it wasn't like that. His hands were behind. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you decided to shoot. It shows that even when Nigerians try to see how they can, respect and trust the Nigerian police, some bad eggs in the force are still giving them a bad name. And that is why the new IG, I like the way immediately he said the case should be brought to Abuja. It shouldn't end there. Nigerians should be able to see, because most of extrajudicial killings do not just end in the media. Judicial prosecution will never see. The next thing, oh, okay, he has been removed from the force. Fine. What next?
Then what next?
That what next is what we want. The new IG, I know he's a fantastic police officer, but that what next is what Nigerians are looking for. Don't forget, in 2020, the issue about NSAS started like this.
In Delta State. In Delta State.
You understand? When people were saying that SARS, we are always killing people and nothing is being done. And so when the opportunity came, people started, yes, they have been disbanded.
There are reports that this man was also a part of SARS before he was...
You know, brought in one way or the other, trying to, at least if he was removed from SARS,
yes,
the thinking of how he was in SARS should have left him. But yet, he decided to kill somebody in blood, in cold blood, just like that. I think the IGP has to, I know he has his work cut out for him, because this is going to send a wrong signal or a serious signal to others. If you are holding gun, you have a gun, you should, it's for protection.
Now, Asuko, I like the fact that you talked about the IG. Let's talk about the IG. Now, if you're to advise the IG on what kind of systemic reform beyond discipline do you think is necessary or not necessary for the,
I think,
so that issues like this will not happen again?
The example of ASP Osman abounds in all sectors of the Nigerian armed forces. I won't say police alone.
Okay.
But people who believe that when they have the control of the gun, they can do anything they like. I think, first of all, like I said, many people like that still abounds. It's only, the only problem is that they are yet to be caught. But now for the IG, let him go to the fundamental cause of this thing and conduct a psychoanalytic test for anybody before such a person can be called an officer of the Nigerian police force who is being paid to protect the citizens and to ensure that trials are done. So he has to conduct a thorough psychoanalysis test for all police officers before they are posted on checkpoint. I can understand, yes, the man, it's coming from the NSAS, which means those officers or any of his alike who participated in NSAS or who participated in SARS, they are yet to be weaned of their psychological superiority.
But I thought there were some reforms that were going to be done.
They were not properly reformed. You know, it is easier to announce a policy, and it's another thing
implementation.
To implement that particular policy. The IG has to leave a mark behind that. When you are a police officer, you are supposed to answer that particular question, especially as Police Act Order 237. You are not supposed
that particular
order. You are not supposed to go beyond that order except provoked.
Okay.
So I think the IG has a job in his hand. His own role would just be to set a precedence in the force and say that anybody that should be called an officer is mentally stable to be able to call an officer and to be able to arm a gun. Like as a saying in Yoruba that why elders don't give young people power is that they are capable of misusing it. So when you now hand a gun to somebody who is called an officer, because it's an assistant superintendent of police, it's not just the middle rank. It is not even the lower rank that we can say they are acting from a sort of complex. But this one is called an officer of the Nigerian police force doing that kind of thing. Like I said before, many extrajudicial killings have occurred in the Nigerian police that we never heard of. So the IG should make sure that they subject to all officers or all men to psychoanalytic test periodically. I won't call it psychiatric test. Psychoanalytic test.
Not just to look at their I think drug tests should also
to look at their state of mind.
Now he talked about maybe these kind of things might have happened if not for the would this officer have been held accountable if this thing was not caught? You know, video, you know, it didn't go viral on social media. Do you think this officer would have been held accountable?
No, if, thank God for, social media. You know, if, for instance, they have a social media, you would have just killed the guy and he would leave.
Yes.
The worst he would have done is maybe just, drive the Sienna that they came with, and they would just leave the guy. He would die there. But this is social media. Anything you are doing, somebody is watching, somebody somewhere is watching.
Okay. So, all right. We have a caller right now. Akinwade calling in from Abuja. Akinwade. Akinwani, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk.
Good evening, everyone in the studio.
Yes, good evening.
And the other persons in the studio. I really want to appreciate you guys for bringing up this topic. And I'm very delighted. For the first time, I'm a first-time caller, though I've had a lot of wrong notion about TVC. But bringing up this topic, and you guys are talking about it, it just makes us understand that sometimes what we hear without verifying is totally wrong. That's one. Secondly, you see, for me, as a Nigerian now, what I will be saying now is that those guys that pulled the trigger, they knew what was in the content. I'm not talking from the false perspective now. I'm talking as a layman. Are you getting what I'm saying now? As a layman now, I will believe that those people, those officers that pulled the trigger, they don't want to expose the person that has that password. That's what I'm believing now. Are you getting what I might be wrong, I can be corrected. Because when you want to cover up evidence, you want to clear all traces. The guy is already
okay. I think evidence investigation will unravel,
exactly.
All of that. But another part most people are not looking at is, how about the other officers? Okay, in the video, I thought they could have, when he was trying to cock the gun, they could have restrained him that no, don't do this.
But he's the boss. He's the leader.
He's the leader of that team.
But I think they could have told him that no, what you're doing is wrong.
Not at that particular moment.
Other recruits will go and tell the general
to his hand. Not at that particular moment. Especially the kind of the seniority ranking in the police force. You dare not look a sergeant, if a corporal, you don't look a sergeant in the eye when it's about to.
No, but I heard that not all orders are obeyed when he goes against.
You might not even know the state that he was.
The state of mind.
You might not know the state of mind that he was. Maybe he was hungry.
Okay. We have Ruben calling in from Lagos. Ruben, let's talk.
Hello?
Yes, hello, Ruben. Let's talk. Go ahead.
Okay. What I am seeing concerning this matter is almost the same thing with what a caller have said now. Because for a policeman to apprehend a suspect and the guy is at the point of making a confession and they shoot the person, I can say it's either a psychological issue with the policeman or there is something that he doesn't want that person to say, that if that person said it, it's meant to affect him.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Just in 30 seconds, because of our time, regardless of the allegation, what would justice mean for the victim's family?
No, so justice will mean that the culprit is publicly persecuted. That is what I want. Why we continue to have crime is because people just do these things and then they get away with it. And then people don't know what is next. So the IG should make sure that after this man, this ASP has been, I don't know the investigation they will carry out, has been either removed from the force, we need to say that he's been arraigned. And then even the media should be involved so that we will know that justice is served.
And that all those people who seem to be culpable. If there are many other officers behind it.
Because the officer accepted
because like he said maybe there's something he's trying to cover up. That is what the IG, that is what the committee, if they have a committee, that is what we want to also know.
To unravel that. Special investigation panel in the police should be able to unravel and uncover all those people who may be acting behind the scene.
Absolutely.
That prompted that officer to take laws into his hand.